Are you dreaming of a calm and joyful Christmas, but feeling frazzled rather than festive? Between juggling gift lists, family gatherings, and managing your child's big emotions and behaviors, the holidays can quickly turn into Christmas chaos. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this episode, I'm sharing 3 practical tips to help you take the stress out of the season so you can focus on what truly matters: joy, connection, and maybe even a few moments to reflect and recharge. Let's turn that chaos into a calm Christmas. Welcome to Calm Connection Parenting. I'm your host, Jamie Kirkbride, mom of 7, parenting coach, professional counselor, and wrangler of big emotions. If you're raising a highly sensitive child with intense emotions or challenging behaviors and wondering if you'll make it through without losing your mind, you're not alone. Around here, we're all about real-life parenting, sprinkled with a little humor and a whole lot of patience. So grab your coffee, trust me, you'll need it, and join me as we explore tips, stories, and faith-based strategies to help you bring more calm and confidence into your chaotic days. Let's do this. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Whether you're already decking the halls with boughs of holly or you're still sitting back and dreaming of a white Christmas, one thing's for sure: the holidays are quickly approaching. And while some may speak of the 12 days of Christmas, we as moms know it's much more than that. With so much to do and so many expectations to meet, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You might even find yourself wondering as you wander through the chaos, will I ever get to that silent night where I can hear angels sing or just rest like a merry gentleman? If you've ever felt this way, don't worry, you're not alone. That's why today I'm sharing 3 tips to take the chaos out of Christmas. And I think you just might find them super helpful. Let's talk a little bit about that Christmas stress and holiday cheer. My tongue's even getting tied. As parents, we step into the holidays already balancing the demands of everyday life, which is plenty busy on its own. Add in that extra load of holiday tasks and festive activities, and suddenly it feels like a big burden. From finding that special gift your little one has requested, whether it's a hippopotamus for Christmas, 2 front teeth, or a drum like the little drummer boy, to managing a calendar bursting with events, it's no wonder the holidays can feel overwhelming. For some, it's even harder. Maybe you're feeling a little blue this year, celebrating Christmas without someone you love, or being separated from family. Maybe your family comes together for the holidays, but those usual tensions make the gatherings of holidays even more stressful than joyful. Or perhaps you know that holidays tend to just be an invitation to bigger issues with your child's attitudes, emotions, and behaviors. And it can easily ruin what, for most, is assumed to be a happy or special holiday. And having holidays ruined is no fun. And yet for others, this truly is the happiest season of all. Maybe you're delighted by the lights, the sounds, and what seems like magic and all the tiny details. Well, that's wonderful too. No matter where you land on the spectrum of holiday cheer, it's important to enter the season with realistic expectations. And I think a few tools to help you make the most of it. When you do, you can start to take the chaos out of Christmas and focus on those things that matter most to you. Whether you're just trying to survive the season or you're looking to sprinkle in a little more calm and joy into it, I know that these 3 tips will help you feel more in control, less stressed, and ready to enjoy the holidays the best you can. Yes, you've probably kind of sensed the theme of using those Christmas carols. So the 3 tips I'm sharing do relate to some Christmas songs. I know it might be a little bit cheesy, but we can deal with that this time of year, right? The first tip relates to I'm dreaming of. And what I really am talking about is knowing personality and emotional needs to reduce overwhelm at the holidays. Let's talk about that for a minute. Take a moment to pause and dream about what you'd like this holiday season to feel like. Not just what you need to do, but what you want to experience. Is it laughter around the dinner table? Maybe quiet evenings by the fire? Reading special stories, watching fun movies, or the thrill of a special outing? Getting clear on this for yourself is a great first step. But don't stop there. I encourage you to sit down with your kids and talk to them about their holiday dreams too. Ask questions that encourage them to share their thoughts. Questions like, what's your favorite part of Christmas? And tell me why. Or if you could plan the perfect Christmas day, what would it look like? Or what's one tradition or activity you'd love for us to keep this year? There are no right or wrong answers here. Each family member's perspective is a valuable piece of the puzzle. Do they love the hustle and bustle of big family gatherings, or do they prefer those cozy nights at home? Are they dreaming of exciting group activities, or are they looking forward to doing something on their own? Understanding these differences helps create a season that feels special to everyone. And as parents, our desires matter too. Taking time to prioritize what's important to you and modeling how to balance responsibilities with joy is a gift to your children that will last far beyond the holidays. And remember, everyone's personality plays a role in how they experience the season, their expectations even. Some may thrive in the energy of a big crowd, while others recharge best in quiet, calm, maybe even secluded settings. Now, in each of these tips, I want to give you a special tip if you're working with a kiddo who's highly sensitive or emotionally intense. Why? Because sometimes these children that need extra require a few extra tips and tools. So if your child has a unique way of processing the world, it's especially important to take their personality, their sensory needs, their emotional state, and their body budget into account. Does the change in routine around the holidays leave them feeling anxious? Do the loud noises or busy environments overwhelm them? Or do they thrive on the excitement? Maybe in the moment they thrive on the excitement, but pretty soon they're out of control and have a hard time reining it in. Spending some extra one-to-one time with them can help you identify what will work best this season. You might ask this child questions like, how are you feeling about the extra things we get to do this month? Is there anything you're worried about with the holidays coming? What can we do to make the holidays feel better for you? How can we make the holidays feel special and comfortable for you? I encourage you this year, purpose to do things differently, with more understanding than ever before. Enter the season with fresh eyes and maybe even a plan tailored to your child's unique personality, needs, or issues. Not only will this reduce stress, but it also sends a very powerful message to your child that their feelings and experiences are seen and valued. It's another way to love your child. This alone can be a great way to reduce some of the intensity of their emotions or behaviors when they feel like you already get it. Moving on, the second one. Yes, the song, making your list and checking it twice. And what do I mean by that? Make a plan to manage the stresses of the holidays. Once you've spent some time brainstorming, I encourage you to gather your family for a holiday huddle to create your game plan. This is your chance to talk through everyone's hopes and desires for the season, as well as any concerns or worries that might just be bubbling under the surface. Give each family member a chance to share their thoughts and then work together to prioritize what truly matters. I encourage all of my coaching clients to use what a colleague of mine termed huddles, or in other words, a family meeting, whether as a routine tool or for just special events, occasions, and holidays. So I recommend that you have a holiday huddle, just like a sports team comes together to plan, discuss what's working, make adjustments. A family huddle can be an invaluable tool, especially during the holidays. In these huddles, give your children the first opportunity to share what they'd like to see or do for the holidays. Then the parents can follow by sharing their ideas. Once everyone has had a chance to speak, move on to discussing any concerns or worries or maybe even things you might trip on over the season. Again, starting with the kids and then moving to the parents. From there, I encourage you to work together to create a plan that incorporates everyone's priorities and addresses those concerns that were raised. Finally, decide on a fun way to celebrate when your holiday plan works, whether it's a special treat, maybe a family movie night, or simply taking time to recognize everyone's teamwork with just a bowl of ice cream at home. Focus on keeping your expectations both reasonable and doable. This is key to a calmer, more joyful holiday. Once you've identified what's important to each person, take it one step further by scheduling those priorities on your calendar. That way, they're not just ideas, but actual plans to look forward to. It's so helpful in making things visual when you are working with children that have issues such as ADHD or DMDD. Visualizing things gives them something they can understand better. Here's something to reflect on. Did you know the word joy appears 8 times in the Christmas story? If we're not careful, we can miss out on the joy God promises us during this season because we're so wrapped up in all the busyness. As Rick Warren says, if we aren't careful, we will miss out on the joy that God promises us this Christmas. There really is power in simplicity. It's so easy to plan with the best of intentions, only to fall back into cramming the calendar full of those activities and maybe your obligations, places you need to be, tasks you need to complete. Yes, the to-do list and gift list, but here's the truth. Some of the most meaningful moments you will have with your children are the simplest ones. Your child might not remember the grand, orchestrated, expensive events you planned like you think they will. But they will remember sipping hot cocoa, playing a board game, snuggling up to watch a favorite or maybe even traditional holiday movie. These simple joys can be easily lost in the shuffle if we let the demands of the season take over. So take time to listen, learn, and then plan and proceed with intention. This might be one of the most important steps in taking the chaos out of Christmas. Now, that special tip for highly sensitive or emotionally intense children, I encourage you to let your child take an active role in creating and preparing for that holiday plan. For kids who are highly sensitive or emotionally intense, the unexpected can be a trigger. It can feel so overwhelming. Involving them in the process helps them feel seen, heard, and understood. And the bonus, it gives them a sense of control and ownership over the holiday plans. You'll also find they're much more likely to buy into the plan if they've been a part of making it. Additionally, your child may benefit from planning even down to the kind of sensory tools that will help make some of those activities or traveling easier. Maybe take some time to put together what I like to call a calm kit that can travel with you to activities or events, family gatherings. Some good ideas for this calm kit: sensory putty, a Rubik's Cube, magazines with things they enjoy like cats, sharks, sports, squish balls or stress balls, word searches, stretchy bands, scented markers and paper, a fidget spinner or a fidget cube. Your child can help put together this calm kit and will feel some excitement in having tools for them to use when they are starting to feel overwhelmed, a little bit of stress or a little bit of pressure. And it's not just good for the holidays, it can be helpful in the everyday as well. In fact, I encourage all of my coaching clients to have a calm kit in their home and in the car. In just a moment, we will hear the last of the 3 tips. But first, I'd like to share this. Parenting a uniquely wired child can feel isolating, right? While other parents are talking about typical tantrums and bedtime battles, you're navigating emotional meltdowns, sensory overload, or challenging behaviors that many people just don't understand. It can be frustrating when the advice you hear just doesn't fit your child, and even harder when you feel like you're alone in the journey. But here's the truth. You don't have to settle for just surviving. In the Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program, I'll help you understand your child's unique wiring and give you faith-based practical strategies to not only manage the emotions and challenging behaviors, but actually help your whole family thrive. With video course, workbooks, a supportive community, and weekly coaching calls, you'll get personalized support every step of the way. If you're ready to stop feeling alone and start finding real solutions that work for you, your child, and your family, then visit calmconnectionparent.com to learn more. Together, let's move you from surviving to thriving. Let's do this. We've covered I'm Dreaming Of, which was casting that vision for your holiday based on child personality and needs, and the family's personality and needs, and Make Your List and Check It Twice, which was making your plan to manage stress. And now we move on to Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which truly means keep holiday expectations realistic and doable. The final tip here might be the most important one. It brings the first 2 tips together and makes them work. The operative words here are merry and little. Why? Because so often we aim for the big and grand, and in the process, we lose the fun, love, calm, and joy that the season is truly about. Instead, let your plan be your guide and simplify wherever you can. I often remind my clients about the powerful pause. Yes, I truly think it's one of our best used parenting tools. Use that powerful pause before saying yes to another event, activity, or obligation. Ask yourself, does adding this to our schedule help us carry out our holiday goals? Does it bring us closer to the joy, calm, and connection we want? Or does it serve as just another distraction? In addition to the powerful pause, don't be afraid to use the art of the necessary no. Remember, you don't have to do everything for the season to feel special or memorable. Make the season a family affair. This is also a great opportunity to involve the whole family in holiday tasks. Could someone help with the shopping, the wrapping, the baking, or decorating? Maybe your spouse takes the lead on finding that perfect gift for one of your kids, or one of your child helps wrap presents. Remember, gift wrapping doesn't have to look perfect. It's about making the memories. Letting the kids participate in the process not only lightens your load, but it also creates the opportunity for fun and meaningful traditions. And yes, of course, that tip for the highly sensitive or emotionally intense child, if you're raising a child who needs extra support during the holidays, it's okay to lower your expectations. The holidays can be overwhelming for anyone, but for an intense child, the changes in routine, the sensory overload, and social demands can quickly become too much. Be mindful of what I like to call your child's body budget. In other words, what's in the bank for them, their emotional and physical reserves, their ability to cope, to handle things, to respond. Plan breaks, quiet moments, and always have a plan B ready in case plan A doesn't work out. Giving your child room to breathe can make a big difference in helping them feel calm and included in what's going on around them. In fact, I encourage you to come up with a code word your child can use when you're at an activity or holiday gathering that they can use to alert you that they may need a little break or a little help in the moment. Asking for help can be really hard for a child who is uniquely wired, emotionally intense, highly sensitive, or can become dysregulated. And when they become dysregulated, they don't have the capacity to be rational or to just gently communicate their needs. And that is when we see the big emotions and grand behaviors, not so grand behaviors. Show them you understand and will look for ways to give them a break or jump in to help them find support when they need it. Our family used to spend 3 days at a cabin in the mountains for our Christmas gathering. It was a unique and special opportunity for us to all be together, away from the usual stresses, but with fun activities in a new setting. It was great, and our family loved it. We also had a child, though, who struggled greatly during the holidays. Being away from home was difficult. Not having his usual routine was difficult. And even just riding in a car to travel was difficult. He also struggled with being easily overwhelmed. Eating meals or eating foods outside of his norm, being overstimulated, like with a house full of people, full of new triggers, and as I mentioned, those unexpecteds, which were a huge trigger for him. On more than one occasion, he would have a meltdown of epic proportions that would quite honestly feel mortifying for the extended family to have to experience. It was hard enough on our own immediate family, but the extended family wasn't quite used to seeing that. But I knew that no amount of scolding, disciplining, or redirection was enough to keep it from happening. Instead, he would erupt and inevitably say things that shocked and hurt others, such as, "I don't even like being here. I hate this." Sometimes even, "I hate you," or "I want to leave and go home now." It wasn't until we learned to understand his unique wiring, his body budget, his sensory overload, and his mental health struggles that we could be effective in addressing his needs. Our increased understanding allowed us to plan ahead to make the time more enjoyable and doable for all of us, him included. When we were able to make a conscious effort to build in some breaks, find some one-to-one time alone with him, find him some alone time, and even just a little 15-minute break of a highly preferred activity, which for him was on the computer. When we could plan ahead for the sensory tools, the foods that were familiar, other items that he just needed to have with him to feel calm, his emotions and behaviors were incredibly more controlled and predictable. Learning to read his signals, the early cues and triggers, allowed us to step in and problem solve with him to get his needs met before he became dysregulated. Learning to understand our uniquely wired child allowed us to better plan and prepare for what was reasonable, doable, and enjoyable during the holidays. It helped us set more realistic expectations for him and what we might be able to do and feel successful. Over time, his abilities, his trust in us, and skills in communicating his needs have grown. Thankfully, we can plan for successful holidays and usually keep them calm and enjoyable. Navigating the holiday season with a child who is highly sensitive, emotionally intense, or exhibiting those challenging behaviors can feel really tough, but it doesn't have to be. The key is understanding your child's unique wiring and using strategies and some of those parenting skills that are tailored to their needs. If you find that you need clarity, I invite you to grab your complimentary copy of my Behind the Behaviors, Understanding Your Uniquely Wired Child Guide. This 14-page resource is packed with insights to help you see your child in a whole new way, and it includes tips for explaining their unique needs to family and friends. It could be the game changer you've been searching for this holiday season. I invite you to get your copy at calmconnectionparent.com/resource. That link is also in the show notes. Or visit calmconnectionparent.com/behindthebehaviors. If you are in need of additional support in just figuring out your child's unique wiring, needs, and abilities, I'm here to help you. If you're looking for ongoing guidance and support as you navigate this journey of child mental health, I'm here to walk with you. Whether you're facing issues in understanding a strong-willed or highly sensitive child, or walking through the stages of a diagnosis such as ADHD or DMDD, I understand, and I'm here to help you find the shortcuts needed to be successful and effective in parenting. I want to help you build that meaningful, lasting connection with your child. So what about the true gift of Christmas? Well, don't forget, one of the best presents you can give your child is the gift of your presence. Maybe take a moment to reflect on these questions. What are 3 things you really want to experience this Christmas? How does your child's unique wiring and needs shape what they enjoy most during the holidays? The extras, the parties, the shopping, the decorations are just that. Extras. They aren't the heart of the holiday. So decide now what you want the season to be about and let that guide you as you navigate the weeks ahead. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to focus on the true reason for the season. Giving, serving, and sharing the love of Christ are the greatest gifts we can offer anyone. You know, the best gift ever came long ago on a silent night, an oh so holy night, wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger. And as Mary looked lovingly at her newborn baby, do you think she knew? Did she ever imagine the path her child would walk to fulfill a purpose determined long before that would bring such joy to the world? Your child was created with a special purpose too, and you have been handpicked to help them discover and live out that purpose. This Christmas, may you be reminded of God's love, presence, and provision as you walk each step of this journey with your child. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Just remember, you've got this. And on the days you don't, well, we're in this together. Take a deep breath and keep building those heart-to-heart connections. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who might need it too. And don't forget to connect with us at parentingwithpersonality.com or in our Parenting with Personality Facebook support group. We'd love to continue supporting you there. Until next time, keep calm and parent on.